Residents of Hawaii were in utter panic, understandably, for 40 minutes yesterday after receiving emergency alerts on their phones that a ballistic missile was incoming. Authorities later said it was a false alarm, triggered when someone pushed the wrong button. Yikes! You can imagine the hysteria it caused given the growing nuclear threat from North Korea. This week, Canada will take center stage in trying to influence a diplomatic solution to the nuclear standoff. Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland is co-hosting a conference in Vancouver with her U.S. counterpart, Rex Tillerson. About 20 countries will be there, mostly South Korea's allies from the Korean War. China and Russia will not attend. So it's a really high-stakes meeting, which gives Canada a role in trying to resolve the nuclear showdown. Joining me is Chrystia Freeland, Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister. So you're talking diplomacy. Donald Trump has not been talking diplomacy. The message keeps changing somewhat. Are you an accomplice with Rex Tillerson, the Secretary of State of the U.S., to try and nudge Trump into a more diplomatic, a friendlier approach, a more talky approach?
Definitely, our objective is, because we're foreign ministers, to be talking about the diplomatic path forward. And I think that we will have some really interesting conversations with an important group of allies. And I'll maybe highlight also that Japan will be at the meeting. And Japan, of course, is a very important ally for Canada and a very important partner in this conversation, just because the security threat is so close to Japan as well.
Two other big players, Russia and China, are not going. They're hugely important in the region. And China has even said that this conference could even harm efforts to resolve the conflict in North Korea. Do you have any fear that this conference could make things worse?
Wendy, in a complicated and delicate situation like this one, getting together with a group of our allies to talk is obviously a valuable and useful thing to do. When it comes to China and Russia, we've invited both of them to the meeting, and if they choose at the last minute to come, we would be grateful to see them there. And we're also looking forward after the meeting to briefing both China and Russia about our conclusions and bringing them into the conversation. And I would like to say specifically about China that the role China has been playing at the UN Security Council in supporting tough resolutions, tough sanctions against North Korea has been positive, and we're looking for China to continue to cooperate with the international community to resolve the situation. I think we all have a shared goal, which is peace in a denuclearized Korean peninsula.
Reading President Trump's tweets, we're not always sure that it's headed in that direction. How optimistic are you that you can nudge him in a different direction with Rex Tillerson's help, it sounds like?
Wendy, I have to be optimistic because, when I go to bed at night, when I wake up in the morning and I think, what is my job? Probably first and foremost, it is to do everything that I can to make sure that Canadians and the people of the world are safe. And that's why the North Korean threat is so urgent, and that's why Canada is really prepared to do everything we can to work towards a peaceful diplomatic solution.
Well, if all things go wrong, we are in that flight path, so no pressure. Have a great meeting in Vancouver on Tuesday, and thanks so much for being with us.